Yeah, because he keeps c-betting his stone air too. Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, it's fine. Oh wow.
I mean, Danny just has a good hand every time. I mean, well, Mikita's gonna call.
Yep.
He has 5 blinds or 5.5 blinds. This might not be including what's out there, but 5, 6 blinds. It's not folding.
Historically, I've seen King 10 do well in these spots. It's just the King 10 strong taxi cab. But 62-38 as it stands. Danny Tang, rail emerging. People know Danny's put his time in, and he has not won a Triton event yet. Mikita is behind.
Everything's been going Danny's way so far, so why would this not go Danny's way is what the world is thinking.
It's hard to win a poker tournament, Ras. Doesn't just happen. Sometimes you have people in multiple times. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, a little everything.
No, but the king is huge. I mean,
yeah. And if you're Danny, you know you want to close this out. You still got your opponent down super short, but still, man, it's hard to win, Ras. You came back versus Helmuth like 20-1 or 16-1 dog in the 50K, and to win a major, it's just never over till it's over, and that is not over, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna keep playing. A little smile comes out of Mikita.
Finally a little smile, because there was a little bit of dejection there, and not unwarranted, at the complete lack of luck of any kind. Or the ability to win a pot of any kind. Oh, and this could just be, this is, I mean, we're talking 12 blinds here, so this is just going to be all in number 2. And if he wins this, then it's back to 15 to 5 million. And he one more double and it can be even.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was actually one double farther behind Helmuth. Or sorry, behind Danny than I was behind Helmuth, because mine was like 3 doubles, and he'd actually need 4 doubles.
Yeah, it's
so
deep down there, but
he was deep.
And he is going to call, and they're going to be again on the backs, seeing 5. Yeah, so Mikita balanced with his big hands, just chose a limp strategy, and
Jack.
Danny this time trying to do it from a 2-1 dog. It's hard to close out. Can he do it? Ace Queen, King Jack. Oh, still anyone's board.
Feels like we might be getting back to some poker time, JG.
It's never over till it's over. Let's see if we can get the return. Oh, Ace Queen and a hammer lock. 6 outs. 1 card, 14% chance of that happening, or else we will play on. Mikita has a little sip of water. And it is a Broadway card, but not a king or a jack 10 coming. And Danny's going to readjust his headrest, has it on backwards. Secret Lab, very comfortable chairs. But he is looking a little uncomfortable right now, as you're all in 2 times versus a dangerous opponent to finish, and you know it's not over. And Mikita has been here before. I'm sure he's won at tournaments in all different types of ways, from big chip lead, from behind, for Danny. Interesting, those kings hand too. Could have been another way to play it. Could have limped, right? That would have been interesting, where he limped 10 deuce, check back kings, get your opponent in post flop, try to let him hit something. But
yeah, I think maybe at like 6 or 7 blinds, like, feels like that might be a thing, right? Your opponent's gonna have some limp folds, so you're essentially trapped with like aces. Maybe you can still do it with kings. Opponent probably rips aces on 6 or 7 blinds quite a bit. I don't mean like pocket aces, like your opponent's ripping ace-x hand, so like ace isn't that scary of a card. I mean, they can have an ace, but you know, I mean, you just still don't fold if an ace comes for the 6 or 7 blinds. So the opponent likely has 2 undercards. The hands that fold versus your shove are really dusty ones that you don't want to. All right, I mean, Mikita has 0 showdown value and a reasonable draw on a board that has some draws, but goes pretty big here. And that's a size that makes it tough with a 4. What will Danny do? I mean, you know, 2/3 pot. Danny says, okay.
Wow. Sticky.
So what cards will Mikita bluff the river with? And he doesn't have a spade. But, so it'd be nice in some sense to maybe have a spade. But that said, I mean, he has the worst hand he can possibly have. That card filled in a lot of draws, but not his. You know, it's even harder to call if your opponent had a 4 or a 5. Even a hand like 7-6, maybe if Danny took that line, not the easiest call. Really got to consider bluffing here. He already waved the white flag, the 8-4.
He has the absolute worst possible hand you can have, 3 high. Literally the worst. And when that happens, you see a lot of the great players put pressure on and go for it, right?
Yeah.
And this is, Danny Tang, his wheels are spinning, but this would be quite the call.
I mean, he's not over this hand yet, which is, I mean, that's some instincts there, because this, I mean, it's also at this point kind of hard for Danny to have too much worse of a hand than a 4.
Yeah.
I mean, so this would be quite a call. And like, okay. I mean, that would have been really laying a call on somebody there. You call him with King 4.
Yeah, Danny going with the min raise, and Mikita with the King Jack on exactly 20 blinds. King Jack off, definitely could see this just going all in. Gives him a look.
Yeah. I mean, he's only got 20 blinds, but
he's so comfortable post flop. He just like seeing streets, limping buttons.
And, you know, Danny hasn't raised a bunch. Maybe he thinks maybe Danny's range is slightly stronger than normal with the raise, and maybe I'm going to flop trips.
Yeah.
And will Danny c-bet?
Probably small here.
And the good news for Danny is the Jack of clubs is gone. That's a really bad turn card for him. Jack of clubs.
And he has to love this.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's against a really small bet. Like, Mikita gets to continue with, like, queen and jack highs and stuff. And even stuff like 10, 9 high, backdoor flush draw, whatever, getting 6-1. So, you know, he doesn't have to check raise here. He might. He's got a good hand, but
super small.
yeah, I think Danny just lets this go. Probably.
Yeah, he's got 5 high and an ace king.
I guess it's not the worst hand to continue with, because he does have a backdoor flush draw and a backdoor wheel draw. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. There's going to have worse hands that stab to continue. And whenever you're getting these, like, insane big prices.
Well, there's quads.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about this is it's hard to put Mikita on a hand. Although, here's the thing. Maybe you think, maybe Mikita's not just ripping in any ace or king, whatever, against my, even with only 20 blinds against my min raise open. But, like, what a card.
Can we get another shot at that quads face over there? Look at that. It's hard to be ready for it because it happens so infrequently, but Mikita has heads up in a Triton event, going for his 4th title, quads, slips it over to Danny Effin Tang. Have you seen that little clip they did on Danny Effin Tang? It's like the rounder spoof on Johnny Effin Chan. It's pretty funny.
I mean, the thing is, this is exactly the right play that I would make right now, seeing Danny's hand. And you got to check the river again, because is Danny just going to show down 5 high?
Right. The thing is, you don't expect your opponent to call a check raise with 5-3, probably suited. But with that being said, you know, yeah, Mikita maybe check raises queen jack or queen 10 or something. And,
so I think what Danny's plan checking back turn is this: if my opponent's really giving up, right? Let's say he was just check raising with nothing.
Yeah.
And then he gives up turn and gives up river. I'll bluff river. But otherwise, I just let it go. So it looks like Mikita's interested in betting, which we'll probably see Danny just release. I mean, this would really be a hero bluff with here to raise. Oh, yeah.
Gonna bluff huge, man.
Oh, wow. He says he would have bluffed.
Fold, I guess. I have nothing. Like, bad nothing.
How often does he really have king, queen, or king, jack, right? So the truth is a 6 with a kicker that doesn't play is kind of the bottom of his range, and he had a heart. Like, it feels like a cool spot to find a bluff, actually, and may or may not have worked versus Danny. I mean, Danny has a bluff catcher. Danny could talk him to a call because he actually has a heart himself, but, you know, I kind of a cool spot, but after checking, I mean, Danny's check back is the only play, really.
Yep, so 2 not super nice hands. Of course, Mikita suited Jack 7 doing a little more connectivity. We see the 5 in the window, pairing Danny. 9-5 jumps into the lead. About a 3-1 favorite, although he's out of position, and Mikita's got a board that, you know, it's got some potential for some ammo. He has also shown that he's been, you know, putting out these probing small bets, but Danny's going to go ahead and lead. It's interesting. We haven't really seen him do that.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to get Mikita to go anywhere. Again, like you were saying, this is kind of just too much. Backdoor flush draw. Enough overcards. Not like Jack 3, Jack 7. Can make some straights. 7 hitting. You beat the 5 with the 7. Oh. And this is a fun card because it gives Mikita a flush draw. So now we get to see what happens. Does Danny lead check? This line is often interpreted as weakness, and will Mikita pounce? So he does the lead check.
We also saw Mikita when finding some nice equity turns, taking showdown instead of barreling, but this is a little different situation.
Yeah, because this time Danny chose to lead and then check. So Mikita could think his range is like a bit more face up than normal and just like go for it. And now also Mikita is deep enough here to put some real pressure on by betting really big on at least one of these 2 streets. So yeah, but I mean, he has taken the equity quite a bit too. Yeah, see? So he's going big. And he can actually go big twice. So what he's decided is that Danny just, his lead check range is too weak. And with his equity, he just gonna attack.
Yeah, these guys are fun to watch. Mikita, 3-time Triton champ, going for 4. Puts on a healthy bet, and Danny Tang is gonna stick around. Makes the call. Understands that it looks weak on the turn, and he actually does have a pair. So this is a very pivotal pot in this heads-up match, coming to a river, and it is.
Oh my goodness! This could be a tournament-ending river.
Yeah, Danny's gonna.
I mean, I don't think Danny's not gonna fold 2 pair.
He should just. Yeah, he's gonna check. I think it's a perfect spot to
check
for sure. But he does do it pretty quickly. And Mikita, though, everything. Yeah, he's got missed hearts, missed, you know, Jack Queen. He could have heart. Himself. He has one of the worst hands he can have in this line.
Well, I mean, there's a ton of you know, you could have 3, 4, 6, 3, whatever. But I mean, the point is Jack Eye's not winning.
Right.
And he is actually blocking Queen Jack. Not that it's really easy for Danny to have Queen Jack.
The question is if he does go for the big bluff, does he, you know, it's 4.5 stacked pot ratio getting closer. I don't think he has to do all of it, right? He could go big, but he just waves the white flag, and look at that, just dialed in, sees the 2 pair, and
really?
Now he's happy because he sees he's going to get called on the river by 2 pair.
Danny says, really? Like, what, you didn't bet? Like, you didn't have anything, or you didn't have nothing? What do you have?
Then Mikita just went done. mean, again, on the app, it's very easy for these players to see what happened on the live stream. So Mikita certainly knows what Danny folded when he 5x'd with the 9s, ace-3 off, limp folded. And this is almost even, JG.
Yeah, it's really getting there.
I mean,
yeah, he's got his opponent in a bad spot here as well with the better kicker, better draw, and this has got the makings of at least a chip lead swap, if not worse, for Danny. He does cover, but this could be a big pot, and Danny's got a tricky spot here.
yeah, Danny also hasn't really been in the mood to fold. I mean,
Call.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few cards that come to mind that would
Danny
be.
has a pretty good hand. He's got a queen. He doesn't have many aces in his range. It's pretty easy to pay off at least one more bet. I don't know. I mean, Mikita has to feel pretty good about his kicker, right? He has seen that Danny has been not playing ace-x hands very aggressive, right? So that does have to worry him a little bit. Like, he can't just think Danny never has an ace here, right? With some players who might never have an ace here, they literally might be shoving almost all their ace-x whatever, right? But Danny's not that player. So while he'll probably feel comfortable,
And he is going to go for a healthy bet. And if you're Danny, the things start getting a little dicey. You do realize the significance of this pot. If you lose this pot, you will be no longer winning.
yeah, I feel like he's probably going to call here. I mean, second pair,
No club in his hand.
pretty good kicker. Yeah. Now, the question, to me, I think if a total brick hits, like a 6 or a jack or something, I think Mikita probably checks it back.
Well,
Let's see. But here's the reason why. It's because Danny has actually shown that he can have ace-x hands here, right? Some. So maybe if Danny never has an ace, Mikita definitely value bets. But maybe,
Check.
yeah.
Huh? Queen.
Queen as well.
Yeah. And that play makes a lot of sense to me versus Danny in particular. You know, maybe if your opponent just like never has ace-x, you know, you can start to think about value betting his hand, kind of a sick 3-barrel with queen 10, but
Danny Tang back in it. He was slipping away for a little. He did get a couple key pots. That probably deserved more. And I'll tell you what. Oh, 118 to 1 to flop a flush rast. Let me drop a little stat on your head late night.
he cannot lose this pot. Not even running. He's blocking the running straight flush. So Mikita, and Mikita checks it back. Oh, Mikita makes a flush. I mean,
We saw what Mikita did with the 4-high flush for value. A little different spot, but, you know, maybe he's got a decent flush here. He's going to bet it. Definitely going to be... I don't see how he could ever fold for this one bet.
oh, of course not. And I don't really see him raising, right?
Yeah, not raising.
Yeah. I mean, it's just call. He just likes to take his time because you got to balance the timing.
Yeah, Danny, second nuts currently.
Yeah, Danny's got to be pretty happy with the situation. And that's not a good card for Mikita. In the sense that Danny's probably going to bet again, and it's not like the board paired or there's now extra cards that are beating him. So he's going to be very tempted to call. Pretty tough fold. 9 is the 4th nut flush.
Yeah, queen, king, or ace. is out there that in his mind. Danny only loses to one thing, so he is thinking, what can I bet for value?
1.3.
1,300,000.
Mikita's not going to love seeing that size, but it's pretty tough to fold this hand. You can see he's not happy. Yeah.
I flopped it.
Mikita not amused.
He's like, good for you, buddy.
Yeah, in the turn, you needed that turn to get some money there.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
3-6,
no,
Rusty.
3-6.
Stay with me here. There's some kings for Mikita.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
Uh,
Wow,
Oh,
he got punished for like
No.
finally
Cấm đúng không anh?
jammed, and he got punished for it. It's like the Pavlovian response, like instantly slaps the
7-8
hand.
for a sweat. Is that okay? It's okay?
Yeah, just put 7 and 8 from the deck.
Just no king. Okay, no king at least. Okay, no king.
All right, well, everyone's over, but this is
10 high board.
gonna
Huh?
put us
10
back
high
to
board.
about that even if he
I'm
can.
okay with that.
Oh, pretty dry.
3-5.
Okay.
Mikita, 97% favorite. And not even a sniffle of a sweat. And now Danny is a
Chop,
slight
chop.
underdog.
No chop. You look like. What is it?
4.8.
That is a man that was starting to lose a little steam, but now he is going to
4.8?
be well awake.
Maybe he limps here. Definitely could set the bear trap, try to induce. The way this is going, Danny's actually been folding quite a bit to shoves. So yeah, and we'll see. I mean, Danny has found really bad timing. Even though he doesn't jam very much, every time he jams, Mikita has a hand, so.
All in? No. No.
No, he hears no, and it could be so. He is now getting it in as a 72% to 27% underdog after having command here. A couple ill-timed shoves, and all right, he's got the flag on with the advantage, chip advantage for the win. Can he do it?
I mean, he's in really good shape. Almost 3-1 favorite. Can't ask for too much more.
Deuce and a flop. No king, just deuce.
GG.
Wow, wow, wow.
It's okay.
Needs a running 3-5 or some clubs, and the nines flop middle set.
GG, man. Well played.
Wow, great sport. Mikita, going to be your first ever 4-time champion at Triton, and he's got a rail there.
Trigger.